This is where the twist comes in. The person who was shot in the incident is none other than the cousin of Nicki Minaj's husband. And as you'd expect, things aren't looking good for Remy or her son, as if Jason was actually involved in the shooting. What's more, Nicki has also opened up about the arrest, and she isn't too happy about it. She's publicly dragging Remy Ma and her son for the criminal act they pulled on her husband's cousin.
Word in the street is that Remy Ma's son and this guy Richard Swagger was hitters, okay? They wasn't nobody that you weren't gonna call unless you wanted it done, from what a lot of more researchers are saying that I'm finding out. Now, Richard have had several bodies that he got lingering on him for other cases that was before this shooting even happened. Now, of course, Nicki Minaj and her husband is mad. Nicki mad because this is her husband's first blood cousin. So they're definitely feeling some type of way about this. But the reality is, if somebody hired them, who hired them? That's who they really need to find out what's going on. But at the end of the day, the cousin Darius, he wasn't no joke. The cops had labeled him a drug kingpin. Now, Remy Ma's son was stabbed back in 2016. This was a time frame like a little bit after she had got released from prison. She had been out of prison maybe about a year and a half, maybe going on 2 years. And they had kept it quiet, and everybody was wondering why they had kept it quiet. But one of the things they said was that this was real disturbing on how and why the stabbing happened. So nobody really know what happened with that. So that's a big question mark right there. And then on top of that, the charges that her son is going to get, he's going to spend life in jail. Now, this is the twister to it. He had DNA that was found at the scene, talking about Remy Ma's son. He's done. If that DNA is really not touch DNA in actual blood or something that can link him back, a fingerprint, he's done. But that's what reports are saying right now. On top of that, this Richard guy, I don't even think that him and Remy Ma's son was really friends. I think they was introduced. Now, he already was being charged with reckless endangerment, 4 counts of criminal possession of a weapon, and all of that before any of this had jumped off with this Remy Ma. And
Scott has been arrested in connection to a murder in Queens that dates back to 2021. Investigators are looking into the possibility that it was a murder for... Yeah, Steve and Natasha, residents I spoke to here, they didn't know the victim, but they do know who Remy Ma is, and they're telling us that they hope her celebrity doesn't play into this case. Tonight we are learning that that victim was allegedly killed by Remy Ma's son, Jason Jace Scott. 23-year-old Scott was arrested today on first-degree murder and weapons charges. It's unclear if he pulled the trigger or if he hired the hit that took the life of Darius Gilbo, who lived here at the Ravenswood houses in Astoria. The crime occurred nearby in broad daylight back in 2021. Gilbo took hits to the head and to the chest. Gilbo had an extensive criminal history. 8 months before he was killed, he was indicted in a massive drug trafficking operation. As for Jace Scott, he appeared alongside his mom, Remy Ma, in the hit show Love and Hip Hop. She's one of the biggest names in hip hop and has been since 2006. She also has something of a lengthy rap sheet and has done 6 years in prison on a gun crime, but none of that mattered to the folks that we talked to here in Astoria. We received a statement from Remy Ma's attorney about Jace Scott. That came in late this afternoon. They said that Remy Ma hoped to publicly address this. She's been advised not to, so they told us, quote, nevertheless, Remy Ma is committed to proving Jason's innocence and supporting her child during this time. We stand by Jason's innocence and hope the NYPD will conduct a complete and thorough investigation to reveal the truth. Now, back out here live, we should also tell you that a second man, a man by the name of Richard Swigert, was also arrested and charged with murder and weapons charges. Steve and Natasha, it's unclear what led to this, if there was any relationship between these guys before this murder happened. We can tell you that we are expecting Scott to be arraigned early next week.